So you can fill this to 4,500.
Okay.
And we can regulate here up to 3,500 psi.
Okay.
So we can get big bore power levels off of a tank.
You're 15.
I just found that out.
How old are you?
43 in a couple days.
This guy's got you-know-what of solid rock.
Best seen from this side. It's called Prophet. The main difference is the fact that it is now a side lever.
Miss ya. I don't know what else to say.
Hi, Mom. Love you.
There it is.
Good shot.
Oh, be careful there. Watch out.
Steve, check this out. Give this a listen.
You good?
I asked him what's with the snow skis on the front
okay.
because it's cold and he said snows in the skillet.
Yesterday, it's snow in my house.
Yeah.
It's snow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
So
here in
here,
Phoenix.
very, very hot.
90 degrees and 30 mile an hour winds
He
today.
used that too.
Yeah.
We use what we call
hold this
decimal
one.
scoring. And so although there are rings on here for scoring, we don't really use them too much. We pretty much try to hit the black.
All right, we're going to make the line hot. Shooters, the line is
Amazing.
now hot.
What about this over here? Mine didn't look like that.
This is a
This is an electronic gun. There's no effort to this, so I didn't need this long throw, and I wanted to stay on the gun. It allows me to stay on the gun, keep shooting.
Anyway, guys, if we have any tanks down on 1 through 20, then we need a tank down on 20 through 40.
But to tell you the truth, I found nothing difficult here.
And that's extraordinary because American field target is 10 yards to 100 yards, I think. In the wind, where you're in the shade sometimes, you're in blazing sun sometimes, and it's just, you're trying to shoot little teeny pieces of steel and
Well,
it's
not tiny.
It's amazing.
Come on, we shoot these pieces at
Oh, come on. And you did that with a gun that was designed
for Benchrest,
big and heavy, designed for Benchrest. So Nikolai came over here and showed us how the cow eats the cabbage. That's an American
Come
thing.
on.
AEAC is made possible by Air Venturi, Hawk Optics, Diana Airguns, FX Airguns, Daystate, Air Arms, Sports Match Rings UK, H&N Sport, Aztec Optics, and JSB Predator Pellets. And you guys know the best way to thank them.
He already shot it. 25 shots.
I haven't set up a scope yet, but I've been hunting.
And somebody had it in there for money. It got stolen out of his house. And he found it at a pawn shop years later, yeah.
Yes, excuse us. I'm happy.
Damn.
But like I say, the 18 grain was really good, but like when I put on the hard grind,
That's correct. There's no powder stuff in there, so it's not really need to be cleaned too much. There'll be a little lead buildup, but even a little bit of lead is actually good for being in that barrel, and so you don't have to clean it too much at all.
Has been moving their factory now for about probably about 4 to 5 weeks, and so they closed down.
because they now have 2 direct flights a day. They've got a BA and the code share with American Airlines. So American Airlines go in the morning, and BA, British Airways, comes in the afternoon. So it'll get in tonight at
it's like 7
or 6 or 7 o'clock. So.
That's the one I always take when I go to Europe.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be interesting to come and, because when you arrive at sort of 7, 8 o'clock, presumably you get through everything, it's 4 in the morning, London time.
For you.
So right now it's 11 o'clock at night. So it's still kind of reasonable.
The one thing I found about when I was an airline captain, the airline uniform was the best pajamas I ever had.
Well, tomorrow's gonna be closed here, right?
Yes. So if they show tomorrow, they don't get
Well, I use only 50, so
50
I don't give a shit.
50 should shoot good
Yeah.
in the day state.
Mine is shooting really good.
That's what I told him. The day state I shot, we're shooting 50s at 100 the best. It'll shoot 44s great at 75, and 50s will shoot better at both. When you take it out to 100,
Yeah.
the 44s start to open up a little bit.
Well, let's see what happens. You need to give me credit for $1,000 for us.
I'm shooting still my old day state. I don't even have a new one yet.
Yeah.
I have a new field target gun, so.
Okay.
All right, Justin. Moment of truth.
Oh no.
Hey, you got no one to blame but yourself for your draw. Well, what do you got?
Bench 35.
Oh,
right next to the mound.
Relay 2, bench 35.
Excellent, Tom.
Thank you very much.
That's a perfect 8, baby. You are the second person today to do that. Alright, on to the AOA.
Shooter, time starts now.
There you are. Alright, over to the pellet now. Remember what I said about hitting that star.
There. Got a passenger from Florida. Palmetto bug in the desert.
That thing is so aft. It'll be like that scene in Chronicles of Riddick where the sun comes over the mountain and starts just burning everybody.
Good shot. Over there, bison deer. There you go.
When they clear, the road takes them a little bit to get to the end of where it says Phoenix, but as soon as they clear the gate, I'll give you a call back, and then speak to be in position to where I can see them.
Good shot. All right, got one out of there.
Yeah.
This frog's out of his swamp. It's a little dry for him up here. All right, guys, I've been dying to introduce you to this guy for it seems like years. Guys at home, John Bagakis?
Bagakis, you got it.
Bagakis, did I say it right?
You got it right.
For those of you that are powder burner advocates and are thinking of getting into this lifestyle, you know, John's a guy that's been shooting competitively with powder burners since 2000, and then you've been doing the airgun thing competitively for 3-4 years?
About 3 years now, competitively. EBR 3 years ago in my first airgun match.
Speaking of that, the reason I grabbed John was kind of that two-part thing where, you know, he's been a competitive shooter for factory teams like Smith & Wesson over the years, but I've been following you around now for 3 or 4 years, you know, at the Pyramid Air Cup, at the Utah Airguns Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge, and here at the Airguns of Arizona Extreme Benchrest.
Yep.
And the feeling I get following you around with the camera is that you always seem to be just inside the money or just outside the money.
Yeah, exactly.
In a lot of different disciplines. I feel like 100 yards you've posted up, but your area of expertise kind of is the speed
The
stuff?
speed stuff. I did a lot of that with the action pistol, shooting revolver fast. The I-Core, the revolver deal I did was a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Fairly well-rounded shooting, and I kind of enjoy doing stuff like that. It shows how well you can do a lot of things.
John's passionate. He's innovative. You know, he's shooting a Red Wolf. So I kind of gave him the overview of your success over the years. But when did you first step onto to encourage these guys to do the same? When did you first step onto the airgun circuit competitively?
3 years ago, EBR. I had a friend of mine, Larry, who works for Airguns of Arizona. He was a range master here at this range. I'd come out for 3 gun matches, and he kept telling me, you need to go shoot this extreme bench-rest. This is a great match. He knew I was a well-rounded shooter and that I would enjoy it. And I happened to have purchased a good air gun at the time, 25 cal, and went in and as an amateur got second place. And I was calling them up that weekend going, I'm hooked. I want to do more of this. Do you guys need anybody shooting for you? And at the time they were looking for somebody to represent Daystate. And that's how I ended up with a Daystate.
And let me speak to that a second, because a lot of you guys at home don't realize, you know, if you feel like you've got some skill and you feel like you've got a level of commitment that's appropriate, a lot of these factories are looking for people to be a part of their team. So don't be bashful to pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what I've got to offer.
Exactly.
You know, are you interested? Because you just might find yourself a spot.
You got to ask. Most people don't come and ask you to shoot for them.
Yeah.
You got to ask.
You'd be surprised. So speaking of surprised, I just pulled John off of the American Field Target, which in watching people through the day it's been tough for people. And I followed you station 1 through 5, and you only missed, was it 3 or 4 or 5?
3 for the match.
3 for the whole match.
I'm sorry, 4 for the match.
4, which is stellar. So if it's okay with you, John, can you take them through your Daystate Red Wolf?
Right.
And maybe specifically why you feel like it's been a good American Field Target gun? And just tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it's a Daystate Red Wolf, 25 caliber, high power. They're a high power rifle. It's got the later electronics, so for back to my speed stuff, I can't beat the electronics on this gun anymore.
Okay.
Because I put my little quick throw deal in there on the older electronics, I'd come to a dead trigger. So it's been upgraded basically like the Safari. Any of the new guns I think have the new electronics. So it's got the new electronics, 25 caliber high power, got the 0 dB moderator on it, quiet it down so I can maybe practice a little bit here and there and get the backyard and whatnot. Using the Vortec Golden Eagle scope, talked them into getting me one of these scopes. I wanted a really good quality scope to see my hits for 100-yard bench rest. Worked just fine on this field target course as well.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
So the Red Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, for memory, has 3 recorded power settings that you can program and record and ask the gun to remember.
Yep.
You can toggle back and forth between them. Are you using the same program for 100-yard as you are American Field Target?
I am. I left the gun on full high power. I want, especially with these targets, I want as much horsepower as I can to buck the wind and to take down the target.
That target doesn't always fall when you hit the nickel, does it?
No, it doesn't. And a little bit extra horsepower doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So this gun shoots accurately at high power, so I'm going to run it at high power.
So it's 25 cal.
Yep.
Are you shooting the 25-39?
25-39, the Mark 1s, not the Mark 2s. This gun, for whatever reason, likes the Mark 1s.
I've experienced that same thing back and forth.
Okay.
You got to try them both.
Yeah, see what your gun likes.
Now, the high power uses the Lothar Walther polygonal barrel.
Correct.
If I remember, so it's extraordinarily accurate and quiet. And what velocity did you say you were flinging them at?
I want to say these are doing about 960.
Okay, so potent.
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay.
925. I may have had it as high as 960. 930, 960, in that range, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
I haven't chronoed it lately, so it may have creeped on me. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, I get it.
Remembering the wrong numbers.
Why did you choose the Red Wolf? Is what I'm more curious. Like what I'm curious about for them.
For me, this is a very versatile. Well, with my little modifications, very versatile for speed.
So you did that.
It
doesn't come like that.
Yeah, it doesn't come like that. Although they say they're working on that, so hopefully we'll see a short throw lever on these.
Okay.
Being this is an electronic gun, there's no effort to this, so I didn't need this long throw, and I wanted to stay on the gun. It allows me to stay on the gun, keep shooting. Electronic gun, electronic trigger. Electronics, I'm for and against. because these guns go to sleep. And I've had a couple times where I get on the gun, I go to shoot, and it's not turned on. I got to cycle the bolt or whatever. I got to remember that.
Times out like your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to learn how to change that on these. But amazing trigger, super accurate. The reduced cocking effort lets the gun, I'm not moving, yanking the gun around for speed events, so I stay on target. I think it allows me to shoot a little faster. For the Benchrest, I just hang the big bipod on it. For the field target, obviously I don't need that extra weight, and I'm shooting off sticks.
It's interesting. I was trying to get you to focus on maybe why this is so good for American field target, but what I'm getting from you is this is more like a Swiss Army knife.
Some degree. I mean, and a lot of the guns.
I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But that's the
and
picture I feel like you're
this
painting.
match. Well, the other thing is, a lot of guys like the single load for accuracy. I like to shoot fast, and I don't like to single load if the wind is right out there, and I'm shooting out of my magazine. I just cycle another round in there. As soon as they have the target up, I can shoot it down again in the same wind conditions. I like shooting out of magazines. That's why I shot magazines for this event as opposed to single loading, just because I wanted quick follow-ups, and we had a compressed 5-minute time zone for 8 shots. So you got to get moving.
What distances are you shooting at out here?
For this event, we're 20 yards all the way up to 100, and those kill zones aren't that big.
In what positions are you shooting in?
Most of them, I'm shooting the hunter class, where I think most of these are hunter class, where you're seated on a set of bipod sticks. There is one of the stage, a force position or offhand position. You can have the high sticks, but you're standing to shoot.
Okay. And now when you said that those targets aren't very big, can you give them like an idea with your hand?
Yeah, I would say your average target inside 50 yards is that big. Your 100-yard target might be that big.
So if they're thinking about partaking in American field target, what advice would you give them regarding gear and preparation?
I would know your gun, because they're giving you your distance. Know where your gun shoots at 5-yard increments is what I laid it out, and that worked very well for me.
Okay.
Knowing when you need to refill your gun, if your gun won't do 40 shots in a row, is a big thing.
Do they have fill stations out there for you?
And I topped off just to be safe. I think I could have made all 40, but I figured rather safe than sorry. Try to find a position you're comfortable shooting in, and for me, my lack of patience wanting to shoot fast, slow down. Make that shot count.
Fast is slow, and slow is good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything that I've forgotten to ask you that you want to share with them about you, your gear, or American field target?
I'm a converted powder burner. I'm enjoying that. And to your comment earlier about sponsorship, I've been sponsored by many different companies in the past. And I was just talking to somebody about this. It's not about being the best shooter there is. You got to represent well, you got to be open, friendly, and you got to believe in the product you're representing. So you don't have to be top 3 all the time to be representing a company. If you got a good attitude, you're out sharing the product with people and showing it off, you're golden. So that's how you try to get a sponsor.
That's awesome. And I really feel like that's key. You represent well. You're well spoken.
You have to.
You show up on time. You take it seriously. You're well prepared.
Yeah.
You're representing that name.
Yeah, and I don't want to misrepresent. I want to be out in front and respected and shoot well.
That's great advice. Well, thank you.
Thank you,
for
Steve.
being generous with your time, and
Absolutely.
good luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you,
John, and safe travels back to California.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Good.
All right, guys, I feel super blessed to be able to spend time with Alvaro in front of you guys, and I genuinely feel this way about this guy for so many reasons, but if you don't know Alvaro, how do I describe you? Alvaro is a guy who has a very successful YouTube channel out of Mexico, and what I find very fascinating about that channel is you review all walks of airgun product, and I feel like that's significant because Alvaro is also the owner of Sun City Airguns Mexico, so he has quite a successful airgun business, and your passion for airguns kind of dictates your YouTube.
Correct.
You review things that you can't necessarily buy at your store, and I always found that profound about you.
Well, I like to do videos, and everything starts with videos, not with sales, with videos. And I started to review 10 years ago for fun, and this was having more and more subscribers, and you know what happens. And I do a lot of reviews, but not for sale. There's a lot of stuff that I don't sell, but I like to do reviews so people can enjoy and know new guns and stuff. So, but I have my store that is airgun business, rifle and accessories. So I have some years doing this.
As you get to know Alvaro, and I have, it seems like over the last 3-4 years, we've followed one another around the world.
Yeah.
You know, at SHOT Show and at EWA and at Extreme Benchrest and at Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge.
I see you every 2 or 3 months. Man.
Yeah, and it's like we've become good friends. And what I always find so interesting about you is he's a great teacher, and he has a passion for teaching and sharing. Yeah. And I feel like that's where our connection is, because we really both like to reveal and discover and share. Okay,
correct.
So one little last before we get into what Alvaro's holding here, but listen carefully.
We have a cold line.
Listen.
You have a pellet.
We have a cold line. American Field Target's going on right behind us, guys. But I lost my train of thought there. Listen very carefully to what this guy says, because it wasn't June of this year that you walked away with a first place and $10,000 in your pocket, winning the Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge.
Yeah.
And here you are in beautiful Phoenix at the Extreme Benchrest, hopefully trying to do the same. And what is your tool of choice, sir?
Well, a lot of people ask me this: why you're not going to use the same gun as on RMAC? And the answer is very simple. I like to try new guns and show to people, different guns. Because I'm not only a shooter, I'm a reviewer, and I like to show, people all kind of guns. Today I'm shooting with a Daystate Safari 30 cal. Well, this is 22's, my son's, but mine is 30 cal. And it's a really nice gun that I like, and I want to try it and see how it performs. It's doing really good right now. I know other guns like the Impact that the one that I won on RMAC.
Yep.
I know that gun very good, but this is a brand new, so I want to try it.
Good for you, man.
That's my job,
Now, if they don't know the Safari, you can do one of two things. You can listen to everything he's about to share with you, or you can check out my EWA coverage from March of this year. I interviewed the factory. We talked a lot about this, but what is the Safari?
It's an Daystate electronic gun. It's like a Red Wolf, but this is a new stock, and it's more powerful. It has more power than the regular high-power Red Wolf, so it's very good. Now it's in 30 cal. Before this one, the 30 cal was only with the Wolverines, but now the Safari has very powerful machine inside here, and it develops more than almost 90 foot-pounds.
So they changed like the solenoid and the programming, if I remember.
I think they add one solenoid.
Yeah, something like that.
And something like that, capacitor, something like that. And it's doing really, really good. It has a new barrel. It has 2 years, they said making develop.
Dart, Daystate,
Art barrel,
something research team.
Yeah, accuracy research team.
Accuracy research team.
It's really good, and well, I love it. It's a very, very nice gun.
So you shot where's your son? Does your son speak English?
Yeah, of course. Sebastian.
So an American Field Target, you shot the 30 cal.
Yeah, and this is a 22.
Sebastian shot the 22 cal.
Yep.
You know what? Did you feel like this was a good tool for you here in Phoenix in the wind at the distances you were shooting at, and an American Field Target?
Yeah, it was a very good gun. It always hits where you put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so did you put the pellet in all the right places today? How did you do?
Not in all.
It's tough out here.
It's tough because the sun is hitting you in the front, and all your measurements you do with the scope and sighting and everything changes because the sun is hitting the gun.
Yeah.
So, but that's the fun stuff. So.
And Dad, how did Dad do?
Really good. I don't know the number exact, but I did really good.
Good.
From middle to up, so it's good.
And so you guys are going to compete, I'm guessing, in the
tomorrow, yeah.
In what?
50.
Yep.
Speed silhouette and 75.
And what will you be shooting those days? Which guns?
Yeah, this.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So this is your tool of choice for the weekend.
Correct.
Awesome. Is there anything that I forgot to ask you that you want to share with them about either Sun City Airguns, your YouTube channel, or your son?
Well, my YouTube channel, Sun City Mexico. Visit all the people that wants to know or want to see reviews in Spanish. There's my channel. I have a lot of information over there. New videos coming, and well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
for this
before you
opportunity.
go, I'm going to
Yeah.
take full advantage of you as a translator for me.
Okay.
Okay, from English to Spanish.
Okay, correct.
Okay, so a lot of these guys don't know, even though I predicate each and every one of my videos with it, all AEAC content from both my YouTube channels dating all the way back to the very first video is available in closed caption in every single language across the world. And I still get them asking me for that. So here's the translating part. Okay. So for all you guys back home that are watching Alvaro, this is only available through YouTube on the desktop, right? It won't work on your mobile phone, it won't work on your tablet, but you got to go to the bottom of the screen and you click the gear icon.
The gear, yeah, correct.
And you scroll down to auto translate. And then you scroll over and you pick your language wherever you are in the world. You click the closed captions button, and you will get the translation in wherever you are from me to you.
Yeah.
You want to hit them up with all that?
In Spanish, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Portuguese.
Para todo, no. Para toda la gente que ve los videos de Steve, que son muy buenos videos, y quieren verlos con subtítulos, solamente tienen que irse a la parte de abajo, a la parte inferior derecha de tu pantalla, y hay un pequeño icono como un pequeño engranito, y bueno, le das ahí clic y te va a desplegar lenguaje, y solamente le das en lenguaje y escoges el lenguaje en el cual tú quieras que tus títulos aparezcan. Es muy sencillo, igual para los que quieren ver en otros idiomas, hay muchos idiomas, así que Steve, español ya.
Idiomas, that doesn't mean like idiot in Spanish.
No, no, it's language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing
Well,
that.
thank you.
Sebastian, Alvaro, congratulations on a great choice in your gun, and I wish you well the rest of the weekend. I'll be following you along closely.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you very
spending
much.
time with me.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Shooter, cease fire. Time is up. Please clean up and move to the next station.
Oh, hold on, trying to find the bush over there. Go ahead. Got closer.
How many feet does that put out? Like 900? Something like that? Yeah.
Right by it somewhere.
That's put out more than.
No. Of course, it's tough when there's nothing up there.
But chances are it may have gone just a little low in between.
I think I held off too much. I shouldn't have. Okay.
Yeah, at that range.
I should have held off for that.
I think you really need to hold off.
Like a quarter. I only held off like a quarter.
Anybody see any dirt?
Nope, I didn't see anything, Ken.
What do you got? Give him
That's a good one. So 2 on each, correct? 2 on each, correct.
I'll buy you a picture. Come on, I know you're looking.
Shooter, cease fire. Time is up. Please clean up and move to the next station.
You're on the 1. I'm on the, yeah. Okay, so you want 7 up.
Miss. Yeah. Went just to the left.
Must have been right below it. Down below? I mean, barely below it because I saw it hit right behind it. Yeah, it looked like you're...
All right, Tom. We've been missing each other for a lot of years, and it's good to be able to finally spend time with you in front of these guys. Now, for those of you that don't know him, this is Tom Costin, owner, inventor of American Air Arms. Okay, so let's pretend like they don't know anything about who you are.
Okay.
So who is American Air Arms?
Well, American Air Arms is basically
me who got into air guns after a lot of years of sport shooting.
Okay.
Not sure why I got interested in air guns, but I had bought a Gammo, just a break barrel, and I was pretty disappointed with what I purchased.
Okay.
Sorry, Gammo, but it wasn't, you know, it just wasn't kind of what I think about shooting, you know, because it's, you know, so after that I was kind of found the GTA in search of information on how you shoot a break barrel, because obviously it wasn't working real well for me. So I found the Gateway to Air Guns forum, and on that I found guys that were building their own PCP air guns.
Okay.
And it's like, I can do that. I got a manufacturing background, I have an engineering background, I have a manufacturing company. You know, it's that maybe I'll just try it and, you know, make a personal project. And that's how that's how it all started.
Well, let me ask you this: before American Air Arms, what was your profession? What was your trade? Or what is your trade, if this is still kind of something you do together?
The trade now is definitely American Air Arms, but before that it was movie industry, special effects, electrical engineering, software design, and after that I got into manufacturing for microwave communications. Okay. So a lot of gimbals and antennas and things that law enforcement uses to transmit video.
So it's safe to say you're a smart dude.
I have my moments.
when people talk, or you know, when people talk about you and your product, you know, the things you hear are genius ideas and genius implementation. So I'm really kind of excited to get into the product line with these guys. So what are is there 3 models? How many models do you have?
There's basically two main models.
Two main models. What are they?
Okay, so we have the Slayer line, which is big bore.
Okay.
And then we have the Evo line, which is small bore.
Okay, the Evo and the Slayer.
Yes.
All right. And just maybe looking at those 2 lines from the top down, what makes the brand special in an ocean of air guns?
Well, when it comes to the big bore, Slayer is pretty unique. It was designed as a big bore air gun. It wasn't born out of a smaller air gun like others sometimes are. They kind of said, you know, here's what the gun needs to do. It needs to make 300 or 275 foot-pounds. It needs to be accurate. It needs to be light. It needs to hold up in the field. It needs to be ergonomically nice. And kind of took that list of requirements and figured out what I needed to do engineering-wise to get there.
Okay, so when pencil first went to paper, it's not like you were trying to morph some 22 cal into a big bore. From the ground up, that was the concept with the Slayer.
Exactly, exactly. So it took a little bit of unusual technology to meet those goals.
Okay, like what?
Well, for instance, to get the performance levels, we have a extending, retracting bolt probe, which will, you see the bolt probe right there, which will load the bullet in and then retract, so you get full bore porting.
Okay.
One of the other things is this has a balance valve in it, probably the first commercial air gun to do that. Balance valve allows you to have a very light cocking force with a very high power level.
Okay.
So the nice thing about the Slayer is it cocks like a regular pellet gun, and it produces anywhere between 200 and 300 foot-pounds of energy.
Okay, this 308 that you were shooting today, what ammo were you shooting?
We were shooting Nielsen specialty ammo and 99 grade.
99 grade.
Swaged hollow point.
To about how fast?
Right around 950.
So do you know what that equates to in power?
200 foot-pounds.
200 foot-pounds. So you're right up there on the max.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now, I'm guessing this is not a 3,000 PSI fill gun, or is it?
Well, this is the newest in the Slayer line.
Okay.
And it's actually a regulated big bore.
Okay.
So
let's talk about that.
You can, we've got regulator here. So regulated plenum. So very conventional in terms of regulation.
Okay.
And then this is the reservoir.
Okay.
So you can fill this to 4,500.
Okay.
And we can regulate here up to 3,500 PSI.
Okay.
So we can get big bore power levels off of a tank.
So my hunch was right. Now, what's the reservoir material made of?
It's titanium.
Okay, that's something different that we don't see every day.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, what is the reason?
Because you can go steel, very fine, chromoly steel.
Yeah.
Gives you all the strength you need, but it's heavy.
Okay.
And you lose volume because you need a certain wall thickness for the pressure.
Okay.
You can use aluminum, very lightweight, but you need a very thick wall, and it gets very large.
Okay.
So for the same amount of air, aluminum tube is big, light and big. And then you have the titanium, which is about 2/3 the mass of steel, and considerably stronger than steel. So it's kind of like good volume, good pressure capability in a very compact package.
So it's like the best of all the three worlds, if I'm reading
If you're
it right.
looking to make a compact gun that's not too big, it's nice and sleek, that's perfect for that.
Okay. Trigger, is it an adjustable unit, two-stage?
Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
Okay, so Slayer is a two-stage trigger, and it is a 2-ratio trigger.
Okay.
Meaning the first ratio moves the sear.
Okay.
At a very, with a very light trigger pull, and it moves the sear a very long way.
Okay.
And the second stage is a faster ratio, so you get that little bump. So you get a very large sear engagement for safety, and you get the feel of basically a single stage when you hit the second stage.
Okay, I've heard people refer to it as almost like an ultra refined, badass match grade trigger.
It is, yeah. That was one of the goals.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call this a match grade trigger, but the goal was to produce a bullpup where somebody says, "I don't like bullpups. Triggers are lousy."
And a big bore.
And a big bore.
Because a nice trigger isn't always synonymous with 200 foot-pounds and a 99 grain slug.
Right. And part of that is the beauty of the balance valve. Because of the balance valve, it does not have a big hammer spring. So you don't have to cock this big, huge spring. You don't have to load that hammer up against the sear with a lot of force, which means your sear is bigger, your sear engagement is bigger, which means your friction's higher, and your pressures are higher, which means your friction's higher.
Okay.
So that's one of the beauties of having a balance valve in a gun like this.
Okay.
Is you can get that light trigger pull. And on this gun, we set it around 1 pound, maybe 1 1/4 pounds, something like that.
Are these designed to be, speaking of the regulator, are these designed to be adjusted and tinkered with by the end user, or do you like to set them up how they're supposed to be and then you recommend they kind of leave them there? As far as regulator, hammer spring, these kinds of things.
Yeah, as a manufacturer, we always recommend, unless you really know your stuff, don't mess with the gun.
Okay.
But one of the goals, we talked about the goals earlier about the gun, was to get a gun you can shoot out of the box.
Okay.
So when you buy this gun, what we want to say is, you shoot the recommended ammo, you fill to recommended fill pressure, and it's going to give you the performance that we advertise.
Okay. What is the range? What's the operating range of pressure? We talked about 4,500 psi.
Right.
And
so on this version, which is the regulated version, it'll go anywhere from 4,500 down to, in 308 here, right around 2,100.
So it falls off the reg at around 2,100.
Falls off the reg around 2,100.
Around how many shots at 200 foot-pounds?
About 8.
About 8 good shots.
Right, which is interesting because our old 308, with the standard valve, got about 5.5 shots.
Okay.
So we're getting a higher shot count with the regulator.
Yeah, more efficiency.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Part of it's because we can go to a higher fill pressure.
Okay.
So, with the advent of personal compressors and suddenly filling a bottle for PCP doesn't seem to be as daunting of a task as it was maybe 5 years ago. The acceptability of higher fill pressures for higher performance is something that people are willing to deal with.
All right. Now it's available without a regulator as well.
The standard 308, we haven't released this for sale yet.
Okay, so this is like proto? Or...
This is what's coming.
Okay, when? They probably don't want to know when.
Well, if anybody knows me, that's probably not a good question.
Okay.
So there is no release time. I'm going to tell you, there's no release date on it.
Am I allowed to talk about your new partnership that I heard about the other day, or is that?
I think that's going to be announced by the partner.
Okay, so we'll stand by. But there's good things coming for Tom and his brand, and it was certainly exciting for me. Now, only 308 in the Slayer, or do you have different big bore calibers?
Okay, so this regulated one, what we want to do is take the big bore performance and bring it into the airgun calibers. Okay. So the end goal here is 30 caliber. Okay. 22 caliber, 25 caliber.
Okay. Now with the Evol, what's the end goal there?
So Evol is super precision pellet gun.
Okay.
And it does have slug capability in 30 caliber and in 22 caliber. But the goal of designing Evol was ES,
stream
spread, 2 or 3 feet per second, and
tight.
Just really tight, and that was a goal for Evol for this kind of for Benchrest shooting and for hunting as well. But we wanted, I wanted that Evol just when you go out with it, it's going to shoot. Put the pellet in there, it's going to be 880 all day long.
Very consistent.
Very consistent. And that was the goal for that.
What about barrels? Do you want to talk about barrels in Slayer and Evol?
Sure. We've done a lot of development on barrels. Been through a lot of barrels.
Okay.
And we use a couple different barrels from a couple different manufacturers. So it's basically the barrel that matches the use. The best is what's going to go in the gun.
Okay.
So the big bore, we use a TJ line, basically the TJ liner. We have our own mandrel, so the twist and bore are proprietary to us.
Okay.
So we've developed that. So this gun has a TJ barrel, 308 barrel in there, and it's a really good. It's really good fit for the big bore because you can get the hammer forging is what's cool because I can go to TJ Barrels and say, you know what, I need a 120 twist, and that will not cost me money. I do not have to buy a lot of tool. I have to buy one man tool.
Nice.
So because of that, we can get whatever we want, you know, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and it doesn't take 2 years to figure it out. So that's where the TJ barrel really shines.
Okay.
And it's a good quality barrel.
Okay. Do you have is it the same approach with Evol, or do you go?
Evol currently has a TJ barrel,
Okay.
except for the Evol Mini.
Okay.
Which is a Lothar-Walther barrel. And again, it's about getting the right barrel for the right job.
Yeah.
And when it comes, like for the Mini and 22 caliber, when it comes to 30 foot-pounds, it's really hard to beat the Lothar-Walther.
Sure. You know, Lothar-Walther's got a lot of different grades of barrel. Do you want to speak to, you know, which one you're using in the Mini?
Yeah, it's basically their standard, you know, choked barrel.
Their
for
match
airgun,
grades.
the match grade airgun
Match grade.
barrel.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. Moderator, is this your own?
This is our own moderator.
Okay.
I get a lot of flack. It's a noisy gun.
Uh-huh.
So, again, you know, I'm a field guy.
Yeah.
I'm a hardcore field guy, backcountry guy. So when I put a moderator in a gun, the idea is to moderate it.
Yeah.
And not change the handling of the gun.
Sure.
So 308's pretty pleasant with that moderator.
It wasn't bad. You know, I was filming you earlier. You know, we're here, you know, on the big bore course, and it was not bad. Not bad at all.
357 gets a little louder. And you could quiet it down, but again, it's trying to keep the package for the job at hand.
Sure.
So if you're going to go hunting, you're going to drag it through the bush, and you just don't want to be dragging your moderator around and
sure.
Run it in the bushes and things.
Sure.
Because imagine it's just 4 inches.
Sure.
It makes a big difference.
It
when you're
does.
carrying a gun.
Absolutely. So before I ask you about money, what would you say the thing is that you're most proud of or most fond of in regards to your brand?
The quality of design and the lack of compromises. I really strive hard in design not to make compromises that will degrade the performance or the reliability. So I'm big on reliability.
That's music. That's music to our ears.
Yeah, and making things strong. You know, we do a lot of things that some manufacturers don't. We run a lot of hardened pieces, and we run a lot of stuff out of steel where others may use brass. Like the bolts are all made out of steel, high-strength steel. Receivers are made of a high-strength aluminum, 70-75 aluminum. You know, the titanium. as we talked
Titanium
about.
tubes.
Yeah.
Big bad regulators. TJ
we make
barrels.
our own regulator. Yeah. Triggers are made tool steel, and they're heat treated specially for that job. So reliability is really what I strive for.
Awesome. So what's the range in money when you go from the Evol Mini on all the way up to the pimped out Slayer?
They're not that different. So I'll say this, things are changing a little bit for us.
Okay.
Because we're going from direct sales model to the unannounced.
Which that'll be on them to say when they're ready.
That'll be on them to say when they're ready. But most people know, if you're an Airgun guy, you probably have already got a whiff of what's happening.
If they give me permission, I'll put it down here on the screen for them. I'll ask them before.
Okay. So retail prices, map pricing, is what we're talking about. And, and hopefully I got this right. I think Evol Mini is $24.95.
Okay.
30 caliber, and that's with the collapsible stock. If you want, we can show you that gun in a minute. The 30 caliber Evol that has the PRS stock, which is the nice precision rifle stock for doing precision shooting, is I believe $28.95 on the map.
Okay.
And you could always check our website because we do have map prices on there.
And what is your website for these guys?
AmericanAirArms.com.
Okay, sorry, continue please.
Yeah. Slayer now 357 and 308 are I believe right around $28.95 too now. And then the 45 Slayer is like another $100.
So basically 2,500 to $3,000.
Yeah,
That's the window.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, you know, we are. You know, we're small production.
Yeah.
So we try to get the benefit of purchasing as much as we can. But really, what we're doing is we're putting quality material into it and quality of build, and that's what you're getting.
Awesome. Is there anything I forgot to ask you that you want them to know before we say goodbye?
Just, I think the biggest thing to take away for this is we build guns to be used. And you know, tinkering's great. I love tinkering, but when I want to go shoot, I want to go out in the field, I don't want to tinker. So the biggest takeaway for us is we're field guys, and we take these in the field, and we actually use them hard.
Well, it's brilliant looking, and and it feels as substantial as it looks in the hands. Let me say that, and thank you for spending so much time with them, and good luck out here this weekend.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, Ken, just yanked you off the big bore course, buddy.
You didn't yank much.
I know most of you know him, but for those of you who don't, Ken Hicks with Southern Precision Air Weapons.
That's it.
It's very hot and dry out here, and I think all our water tanks are a little bit low. But so today you were shooting from 28 yards to
360.
Yeah, something like that. 340,
yeah.
360. And of course, my eyes went right to this rig, man. What can you tell us about it?
It's an Air Force 257 Texan. Basically, I haven't done anything to it as far as performance. Upgraded the gauges and put a Mad Dog gun stock, and got Infinity adjustable scope rings and a Vortex 6-24 Viper, and basically that's it. Darnia fell on the end, Ronin makes it super quiet, and Acutac back bipod.
I'm seeing some bitsies that I don't recognize. What's this rubber squishy thing up here?
Some of the guys out here that they're more seasoned with the 257s, like Chris Turret and Justin Welch. They told me that was a good thing to do, so I figured, well, I'd do it too. I couldn't tell you if it helped or not, but by the looks of my shooting, I don't know if it helped at all.
It wasn't a grand day for you?
No, I think I might get about 50% of the targets.
Oh man, well thanks for spending time with
we'll
me.
We'll see how bad everybody else did.
That's a great attitude. Great way to look at it. Well, let's bring the energy. So what is this piece back here? I don't recognize that.
Oh, that's part of the stock, Mad Dog custom stocks, and it's an adjustable cheek piece.
Mm-hmm.
So you tip it up and come down with it. Just kind of gives you a little elevation, just because these Air Forces are a little tall from the get-go. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. Doug at Mad Dogs, he hooked me up with it, and he actually drilled out the front of the stock and poured some lead into it, so it's a pretty heavy for the bench.
It feels like that truck bed liner.
Yeah,
material.
yeah. I don't know what he has it, but that's about what on the lines of it is, like a Duraliner kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Now these Infinity mounts, that's Masood, Eagle Vision.
Yeah.
He's out of the UK, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I remember seeing him in Germany in March last year. Cool
yeah,
dude.
I've been using them on this gun, and I picked the gun up by the scope and towed it around. It's so heavy, but it doesn't move a lick. They're pretty good stuff.
And the idea is that I guess they're adjustable, so
yes,
you can
sir.
compensate for dropping these kinds of things with keeping
Yep.
your scope in the sweet spot.
Yep. And I added this little rail here. It gives it extra 10 MOA of drop to it.
Mm-hmm. And I think I recognize this bit right
Oh,
here
yeah.
from the side shot cam.
Side shot. I got it on all my rigs.
And then this guy right here, that just helps you with your magnification.
Yep. It's this little coaster strap.
So 257, what are you shooting out of this thing? I'm thinking not pellets.
No, it's a 85 grain Nielsen slug.
Uh-huh.
It's about the most accurate slug I've found for this gun.
What's it pushing them to?
About 950 feet per second.
Any idea what that equals in power? That's kind of out of my wheelhouse.
It's probably around a minimum 160 foot-pounds maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'd let the paper tell me.
Out there at 350, how much drop you seeing?
A lot. A lot. Yeah, it was like 30 inches, I believe it was.
That's unbelievable, and it's pretty windy. Well, look, I know you got American Field Target in probably about 45 minutes.
Yep.
You're probably hungry.
Yep.
Probably thirsty.
Yep.
We're all dried out in parts here, so thanks, man.
All
Appreciate
right.
you spending
Take
time
care,
with
Steve.
me and those guys back
It's always
home.
a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Me too. Good luck to
SPA
you.
Weapons.
The rules are that it would be shot one-handed or two-handed. You cannot lean against the bench or touch the column. You can use one-handed or two-handed. Any questions? Yes, Barry. No, we don't have any wind flags today. We'd have to allow everybody to use wing flags, and that would kind of clutter up the course.
Everybody's piling up on me. God damn, I'm a virgin. What the hell are you doing to me?
All right. Andrew Pickard, did I say it right?
That's correct.
Rio Salado Sportsman's Club indoor 10-meter pistol advocate. Would that be a proper
That would be appropriate.
introduction?
Yep.
I've asked Andrew to take us through the indoor pistol, you know, the event, how it works, how it's scored, how you can be successful, but also the hardware itself and some of the targeting and the systems. So the floor is yours. Start wherever you'd like, sir.
Okay, well this is a standard 10-meter target. Pistol target. This is one that's been shot already. We allow 5 shots on one target, 5 shots per bull. It's a 60-shot match, so you have a total of 12 targets. The guns we use are what we call a 10-meter air gun, so they have a foot-pound rating of around 510, roughly, 510 foot-pounds. And these are all single-shot pistols. Some are multiple shot. They have a 5-shot magazine, but the most popular are the single shots. This is one of the top air pistols made today. This is a Steyr LP10. There are some others. Feinwerk Bow has a real nice rifle. Pardini has a pistol. Pardini makes a nice pistol, and they're all high quality, single shot action. It has an air cylinder for the typical PCP configuration, so we charge these up to 200 bar like most rifles, and we're able to get about 80 shots on a single charge.
Andrew, what's the price point of a pistol like this?
This particular gun goes for around $1,700. In fact, I think they've gone up a bit, so they're probably more like $1,900. And that's pretty much standard with the higher end pistols. They're all going to be up around that price point. There are some good guns at a lower price point, like around $1,000, but I think most of them are going to be around this type of price point, around $1,700.
Let me ask Andrew, if I could. Sorry for the interruption.
Sure.
If they're at home thinking about, coming here to Phoenix, entering the extreme Benchrest, playing with the indoor pistol, do they have to make such a huge investment, or are there mechanical type, spring pistols that they can also come here and be successful with?
There is
be more affordable.
There is a more affordable gun. You can probably get them, find them used for about $600. They're made by Cal, and the one model that I'm thinking of, in fact I have it with me, is the IZM 46, and it's a pump action type gun. If you want, I can pull it out, and it's a break action type gun, single shot, very accurate pistol. Up until about a month ago, I still had my personal best with that Bacal, which some people call a farm implement.
Okay.
Because it's somewhat archaic. But it's a very accurate gun, very good gun, good trigger, great trigger. And I just recently broke my record with that $500 gun with this $1,700 gun.
Okay.
So you really don't have to spend a lot of money on these. You can get away with a little less expensive.
Do you guys have guns here that they can use to compete in the event? I thought I saw that last year.
We do have a club gun. It's a Pecan,
okay.
The same pump action I was just describing. There are two configurations that most people use. I shoot what's called ISSF style. So I'm shooting with open sights. Okay, you got the regular rear sight, regular front sight, and there are some people that also shoot with a red dot.
I saw that.
Our club gun has a red dot on it, but there are some extra guns. I usually bring my gun just in case somebody wants to shoot ISSF style, but we try to keep it available for everybody. We don't want to limit staying within certain confines of restrictions.
Sure.
So we allow two-handed shooting, one-handed shooting, supported shooting. You can sit down if you're not that stable standing up, which some people do. They sit down, and our benches are configured so that they can sit and use the rest. We have rests built right into the benches. You'll see a bar sticking out.
I saw those.
You can actually rest the gun on it.
You know what I love about everything that you're sharing, and if I'm following you right, the club gun is something where they could come here, participate, not need to purchase an expensive gun, but they could use your club gun, which is still a nice quality gun, and partake in the event.
Absolutely.
But also they don't have to be an expert or a pro because you allow all the different sitting and supports, or if you're handicapped or disabled, you can still come in here and enjoy the enjoy the event.
So you don't have to. The competitiveness is there, but it's not top priority. Most people basically shoot for their own benefit. They enjoy it. They have fun. It's a social atmosphere. People have a great time here.
I think you mentioned. Did you say 6 foot-pound?
It's
5 or 6 foot-pounds, something like that.
7 foot-pounds.
7 foot-pounds, and then
I gotta correct myself because last time I said 510 foot-pounds. It's 510 feet per second. So that's what I meant to say.
Is that like a governing rule?
Pretty much. 10 foot-pound. I mean, a 10-meter gun is around 6 foot-pounds of energy. So I got to correct myself on that. And 6 foot-pounds is around 510 feet per second. We do use a 7-grain pellet, a Diablo pellet.
Is there a restriction on caliber for 10-meter indoor pistol?
It does have to be a 177 caliber.
Okay.
And that's what I have in my hand here. It's a 177 caliber. We use a wad cutter style pellet, so it makes a nice clean hole in our targets.
Do you want to take them through the target and how the scoring works?
Sure. The scoring, we use what we call decimal scoring. And so although there are rings on here for scoring, we don't really use them too much. We pretty much try to hit the black, basically. But a perfect shot in the decimal scoring system is a 10.9. Normally, with most competitions, 10 is a high score. X's count to break ties. Here we don't do that. We use a decimal scoring system. So a 10.9 would be a dead center shot. And then you have the center ring, which is a 10. So if you were to use just the integer scoring, you have your 10, which is the innermost ring. In this case, he's got 2 10s. They're pretty close. They just have to break the line, and you get the higher scoring. Then the next scoring ring, of course, is your 9. Then your 8, 7, and then outside the black, the first inside ring would be a 6, and it goes out to 0, obviously. So if you work your way out on these rings, you can get a 0, which I've done.
I know you said it before, but there's 5 shots per card.
5 shots per card.
And then how many cards again?
12.
And you shoot 12 cards. Is it a timed event where you're given a certain time to complete that?
We do something a little different than ISSF rules. We shoot 10-minute relays because most of us are of age, and so they can't stand up there for the full hour and hour plus. So we have it broken down into 10-minute relays. So each 10 minutes we shoot 2 cards. So a total of 10 shots in 10 minutes. And then we do that 6 times.
Would you encourage youth to come out and do this as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I didn't see many kids behind us there, so I'm just wondering how it all worked with that. Is there like an age restriction if they want to come partake?
We have juniors. We actually have some juniors that have participated with us. So basically, if you're a teenager, you can handle a gun safely. Airgun's great.
So what's the minimum age you could have out
I
here?
think the youngest I've seen, I think, is 12.
Okay, so if mom and dad are out here competing, guys,
They
bring
can
the
come out and
kids.
shoot.
This
Bring
is
the
a
kids.
great way to get them into
Absolutely.
the sport.
They can have a lot of fun with this.
Andrew, is there any, because I don't know this well, so is there
Right.
anything I forgot to ask you that's important?
Well, the one nice thing is it doesn't make a lot of noise, so you don't really need hearing protection. Eye protection, yes, is mandatory, because you never know, fluky thing that could happen.
Sure.
Not as likely to happen with a 10-meter gun, but we're on the club grounds, and the club requires that we have eye protection at all times. But you don't need hearing protection. Another nice thing, as opposed to shooting powder burning guns, is there no brass to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very clean, safe environment.
And we're out of the sun, indoors,
Out of the sun,
enjoying the air
indoor-
conditioning
absolutely.
and hot sunny Phoenix.
Dead summer is brutal out here. We'll have 110 degrees and it'll be at night. So when we come in here and it's a comfortable 76 or 78 degrees, it's nice.
Awesome.
And we don't have the wind to deal with either.
No, it's wonderful in here. In fact, I'm headed back out into the sun, and I'm
Yep.
trying to prolong this conversation with you. To go. But
Yeah,
Andrew,
it's
that was
windy out there.
It is. That was fantastic. I couldn't have asked anything more. Thanks
Awesome.
for taking us and everyone at home through that.
You're very welcome.
And
Thank
have
you
a-
so much.
you
And thanks
bet.
for coming out to the EBR.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Remain.
Yeah, I'll have it move the car so that you can pull your vehicle out. Yeah, as soon as you're done, make sure you, yeah. All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Ceasefire, ceasefire. Shooters, ensure all actions are open and safety devices in place. Then step away from your benches behind the yellow line.
Pecan, Beyrami, thanks for spending time with us, man.
Of course, thank you.
They've heard me say it before, and I'm going to say it again. I'm trying to get you guys introduced to some of the more interesting staple characters around here at Extreme Benchrest. And Pecan, I've been following you 3 or 4 years now. It seems like you're consistently in the money.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah, I remember you were a top 10er in the finalist with the 100-yard. Seen you in the money on pistol, on speed silhouette.
I enter in every event and see what happens.
Yeah, but you took last year off. What happened?
I did. Last year we went on a cruise. My wife booked a cruise to Alaska, so I missed out. But this year I took my vacation over this time period so I could get some shooting in.
Sorry, I'm laughing, but he mentioned, you guys don't know this, but Pecan is a commercial airline international captain for American Airlines, so he's kind of the bomb diggity when it comes to flying airplanes. I didn't know you guys were on cruises too. Because you fly around the world for free, right? With your wife?
Yes. Standby.
Yeah, if there's a spot you get, so it's not first class.
No, I wish it was.
So I've recruited Pecan. We just came off of the 50-yard. And if you guys are familiar or unfamiliar with Extreme Benchrest, there's the Extreme Benchrest competition, which is it's pistol, it's 75-yard, it's American field target, it's 100-yard, right?
50 yards.
Yep, it's speed silhouette. But within the framework of the Extreme Benchrest, there's an event that takes place within that event, which is the 50-yard.
That's correct.
And it's hosted by I know I'm gonna mess it up, but it's World Rimfire, Airgun, Benchrest Federation. So WR
ABF. But those are the rules. It's hosted by Phoenix Benchrest Airgun Silhouette Club. That's based here in Phoenix, and they shoot out of this range.
And it's different. So it's not EBR rules.
No, it's a little different.
Can you kind of talk to that and maybe take us through some of the rules out there on the range and how they're different?
I'm not the expert on it, but some of the rules, like once you air up your gun, you cannot air up your gun during the match at all, during that 10-minute period. No talking, no coaching. None of the spectators can talk to you. You can't get up out of your bench, for instance, to talk to anybody, so they want you sitting there. The biggest one that affected me today is not airing up during the match. Because some guns, we had to take a lot of siders because of the winds today. So,
oh, I see.
Yeah, so I took a lot of siders and my air pressure started going down. So.
And the match is it's 3 cards, or the relay is 3 cards.
3 cards, 25 maximum. Maximum per card is 250 points.
Okay, so it's 25 shots on each card.
Right.
And how long do you have to finish?
10 minutes per relay.
Per relay, and each card of 25
is a relay.
A relay.
So 10 minutes, you get about 3 minutes to air up, get your gun ready, get on the table. So it's kind of fast paced, really strict. You get on the table, you should be ready to go. You take once the timer starts, you take your first relay cards, and after that they take a break. Officials go out there, take those cards off, so there's no crossfire, stuff like that. And then you do relay 2 for another 10 minutes, another 5-minute break to air up and regroup, and then you go again.
Another way I thought that was great. Another way I thought of how it's strict. These aren't graded by a man or a woman with a little.
No, it's a computer scored. All the cards are taken down and they're fed through a scanner that scans the. I believe it's Orion. That does that's the program that scans all the cards. So everything's pretty darn accurate.
And speaking of strict, I actually saw this last year with Michael Wendt. Actually, he had a great show. You missed last year, but I think he won the 1-gun challenge with the Daystate Red Wolf, and he placed in took 4 or 5 other. It was crazy. He had an amazing thing. But during that event within the event, he aired up during one of the relays.
Oh yeah, it's not allowed.
It's not allowed, and you don't get disqualified for all 3 of the cards within the relay, but they did disqualify him for that one card.
Yeah.
They take no prisoners.
No.
Did we forget anything?
Well, I'm sure we did, but there's so much to talk about. But there's more rules that I'm not very familiar with, but those are the big ones that affect most shooters.
And
at the bench. Yeah.
That's the main thing I wanted you guys to understand, is that there's Extreme Benchrest, and then there's an event that's hosted by that entity within EBR that kind of plays by their own rules. So when you come here, you need to be familiar with both because they don't apply to one another depending on what event you're in.
That's correct. That's correct.
Now you shot the Red Wolf.
I did. This year I'm shooting the Red Wolf Safari high power. This is a 22 cal, and I'm using the new redesigned JSB pellets. And had a lot of friends. I'd like to thank people at the AOA that really helped me with their time to help me get this gun set up. Other contestants were helping me with weights, putting weights up here to help.
Yeah, what is that all about? Can you speak to that for a second? Because
well, a good friend of
what
mine,
is up
Ben
with, it looks like a
Spencer,
slinky.
yeah, he's a very good shooter here. He this is one of his tricks that he swears will work. So I said, okay, I'll try everything. So it's lead weight wrapped around the barrel, and we try different distances. It helps with the harmonics and helps calm the barrel down. Obviously, that's a Huggett moderator. I've tried it on and off, so we're trying to get the right combination for the event. Unfortunately, I just got this gun, so I didn't get a whole lot of time. But other than that, it's a nice shooting, very nice shooting rifle.
Do you actually shoot for Team Daystate and Airguns of Arizona, or was it you're their customer and they kind of help you get
I'm
the
their
gun set up?
customer. I waited for this gun for a while, and then I just got a couple weeks ago trying to get it with my schedule flying all the time. So it was I got the gun a little late, so trying to get it up to par for this event.
Now this is programmable with 3 different pre-saved programs.
Yes, it shoots at low, medium, high, and you could have it specially tuned. Like for example, on high, this shoots over 1,000 feet per second, which is
with the 25 grain?
With a 25.39. So, but you use a lot of air. So since you can't air, that's something I learned today. Since I can't air up within the match, I ran out because I was taking a lot of sighters. Today was really windy.
Crazy
gusting
windy.
to 30 knots, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty bad, but. Yeah, so it has 3 different power settings. Pretty easy to go through each setting using the trigger. I'm learning it myself as I go. Like I said, I've only had the gun in my hands for about 3 weeks.
Do you foresee yourself competing in the 75 and 100 and speed silhouette with this, or will you play with some other guns?
Today the reason I chose this gun is because of the one gun challenge that they're offering this year.
Can you talk about that?
The one gun challenge is, I believe it was the 50 yard, obviously the 75, the
American field
target, and of course
speed silhouette.
And speed silhouette. Yeah.
So
and of course the extreme Benchrest. You have to qualify at 75 to be invited back for the next day.
And the one gun challenge means is it you took first in each one, or you placed top 3 in each one? It's something like that.
The way I understand it, they total up all your scores of all the events. They total up all the scores, and whoever scored the highest using the same gun, using the same gun. Gets an extra, I believe first place is like $600 or something. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, it's a little, another challenge. So I go, what gun do I have that I can use for all 3 events? And this high power 22 did really well in previous events. So.
Well, it won the one gun. Michael Wendt, the owner of the Airgun Nation Forum, he won that last year. Even though he was disqualified with that one card of those 3, he still took it away using the Red Wolf. So that kind of speaks volumes for the gun.
Yeah. So. I'm trying to do the same.
What about optics? Talk to us about what you're shooting here.
This is I just bought this too. This is a 10 by 50 Citron, 10 by 50 by 60. Really clear glass. I got it from AOA for this event. It's a challenge to use one gun for all 3 events because this the
American field target.
You have range. You have to be able to range from 10 to 100 yards.
Yeah.
So you have to have a scope that can handle the job.
Sure.
Go from 10 all the way to 100. And I'm using clicking. I'm clicking this year, and also to be able to be competitive at 50 and then.
That's tough because I think you would want lighter over there.
Yes.
And something more substantial.
Yes,
over
you know,
here.
my eyes are getting older, so I need the 10 by 60, 10 by 50 by 60 to be able to see the targets out there, especially in this wind. You know, if it hits in the black, I'm shooting a 22, it's a smaller caliber, so I don't want to double shoot a target. I want to make sure I can see the target, you know, especially if it's in the black rings, the color kind of disappears. But other than that, you know, it's a great setup. It's just you need more time, hands-on, and no wind.
Yeah, it's been bad. Well, look, man, I know you've been a busy dude today, and thanks for letting me quarry after the 50-yard, and that was most of it. I just wanted them to get that that's an event within an event, and of course we wanted to hear about your rig, your new rig too.
Yes, I'm very happy with it.
Awesome.
Okay,
Pecan, thanks, buddy.
All right,
Good
thanks.
luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, here we are with Gregor Kamenšek. Kamenšek, did I say it right? All the way from Slovenia with RTI Arms, and you guys may not be familiar yet, but it is coming to AEAC soon. I've got a Priest 2 at the house, but you guys have even evolved forward from the Priest 2, right? And that's what's here, and we'll get into that. But I just grabbed Gregor off of the 50-yard, right? Yeah. Battling 25-mile-an-hour gusting winds today. Absolutely insane. How was it?
Yeah, it was insane, as you mentioned it. I mean, everything else is beautiful here, but the wind was really, really gusting. Actually, it started a little bit to be a little bit better now, a little calmer. But in the morning, it was just.
It was bad. Yeah, I did notice on your third card. Like now, it's starting to come down.
Yeah.
But it was like gale force earlier.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun watching you out there. Now, Gregor has his own YouTube channel in Slovenia. Right, you shoot for Team RTI Arms. Now, I also saw him in Iwa, Germany. So, do you work for RTI, or are you more of like a helper? How does that work?
I'm more of a helper.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't work with them. For them, I have other steady job, but this is like a hobby plus hobby with benefits, let's say.
Okay. Yeah. Now, if they at home want to learn more about the RTI brand and want to see your YouTube channel, what's that channel called?
Well, the channel is basically just my name, so it's Gregor Kamenšek. So
you better spell Kamenšek.
Yeah. Well, I will not do that in English.
Okay.
Well, so.
If I'll find it and I'll put it down here on the screen for you guys so that you can check it out. All right. So do you want to take us through your new gun?
Yeah, sure. So the new gun is basically still a prototype.
Yeah, have a seat. Yeah. Perfect.
Best seen from this side. It's called Prophet. The main difference is the fact that it is now a side lever cocking, not a straight pull anymore. It's very similar to Priest. There has been some changes made in how the shroud is mounted, how the cocking and the hammer mechanism works. Otherwise, it's very similar. For me, for competition, we have fitted some additional things, like, for example, enlarged plenum to have more regulated air.
Okay.
This is something I made just so I can put it on the sandbag, because I was shooting off a sandbag.
That is super cool. I hope that somehow gets into the production. It actually looks really good with the rest of the gun too.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely makes the rest easier on the sandbag. This gun actually has the RTI's proprietary long-range barrel, which is dedicated for shooting pellets at long ranges.
What caliber is it?
It's in 22.
Okay.
And it's made to shoot really hot, so it's I think about 1,050 feet per second.
Okay.
So it's roughly 320 meters per second.
Uh-huh.
We kind of wanted to get an advantage in wind. If you have high velocity, this is kind of an advantage. Of course, you have to have the pellet stable, so that's why you need a special barrel. The standard barrel will just not work at these velocities. So it's not an end version, so it's a prototype, as I mentioned.
Okay.
Meaning that on the front we just get a direct barrel muzzle. Okay. There is no shroud till the end and thread for the suppressor or moderators in the end at the moment.
But if I know their importer, which is Precision Airgun Distribution or Airguns of Arizona, they'll have some kind of moderator.
For sure.
On that.
For sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's about it. Yeah.
So a lot of these guys at home, I know they have a Priests or Priests 2 because they've been asking me to review one forever. And if I understood you right, mechanically this is the same, except for what you brought here to the event, the little bit larger plenum,
Yeah, exactly.
the more regulated air,
Exactly.
this bit that you made, and then the new side lever.
Yeah,
cock.
exactly.
So what they're probably wondering now is the Priest or Priest 2 going to go away, or are these two guns going to be offered together?
Probably they're going to be side by side.
Okay.
But we'll see how it goes.
All right. I asked that. That was a loaded question because I've been told that they are going to be side by side, unless I guess you guys decide to change it down the road. That's a good thing. Awesome. Is this anything different down in here?
Basically same, different scope, different in the back, but otherwise 22 cal, same regulated pressure, same features. So
Okay.
it's basically the same.
Any idea when it's coming to the States, the Prophet?
I wouldn't know that.
I think it's really soon. I saw some prototypes over at Airguns of Arizona, so I feel like it's right around the corner.
It should be very soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Gregor, thanks for your time. Good luck out here this weekend.
Thank you.
And it'll be fun following along.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Shooters, fire. Good job, guys. Let's give them a round of applause. That was the final. First, second, and third, just for calculating how you saw it finish. So great shooting, guys. If there are no more questions, we're going to get this thing started with a bang via our friend down there. So we're going to go ahead. We got to be behind the yellow line. Everyone needs to be behind the yellow line for this to happen. Here it comes.
No, it's a ways off. Is it a ways off? Yeah, it's a ways off.
Long fuse. Here it comes.
Anticipation.
Still see smoke. Okay, relay number 5. Shooters, fire. All right, good luck to all shooters. Shooters, fire.
I think I got it. right there, right? I saw your button fall. I was like, no!
Mike.
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. This is your second EBR?
Second EBR, and I shot in Utah this year also. I saw you in Utah.
It's funny, you find guys like Mike Bricker along the circuit, and I don't know, it's just the familiarity of seeing you guys along the tour is cool. Now, I've been kind of watching you all weekend, and you've been bouncing around with an FX.
Bobcat, 30 caliber Bobcat,
and an Airgun Matador R3.
Yes.
And then now here you are with a Caliber Gun Cricket Mini Carbine.
Mini Carbine.
I
Yep.
just reviewed
Just
this
like
one.
the one you
not long ago.
reviewed.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's very familiar. And he just whooped some hiney in this sportsman's class. 3 relays, took first in the first 2, second
in the third.
and that's
Yeah.
probably because you had a little debacle with the magazine.
Yeah.
there.
Well, what I do is I
Firing in 3, 2, 1, fire.
Come on, Rich.
Oh, I screwed that one up. Oh well. It happens. These are the Cricket magazines. They hold 14, the 22 caliber magazines, like you did in your video. And if you take these and you dump some pellets on top of them and shake it around like that, well, that didn't do too good, but that one,
That's pretty good.
See, that one loaded 12 out of 14 right there.
Leave it like that. I'll take a picture for them. And
so
we'll
I'll
put it
do
up.
that. I'll press them down, and if it's in backwards, I'll shoot it anyway, because when I shoot it backwards, it'll hit the one at 25 or 35. It'll nosedive before it hits the further ones. But I'll shoot it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I think I probably need to change the breech O-ring in there after putting so many in backwards.
Yeah, you probably tore it up a bit.
So that's what I do. I do 2 of them, and the way I look at it, if I get at least 12 in each one, which gives me 24, I never miss 4. I usually miss 1 or 2, and that's just because I'm going too fast.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Now I see something different on here from the Mini Carbine that I reviewed. Actually, I see a bunch of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff different.
You want to maybe flip it around and start here and maybe take them through the guns.
Okay.
Any changes you've made to make it more competitive in speed silhouette?
Well, this is a modification I did. This, normally, your gun that you saw, you had a tension barrel. There was a shroud here. I think it's just as accurate as the way I have it, except I use this for hunting. You can see my loop here that I use with a single point sling. And if I start hunting and it's 40 degrees out, and I end up and it's 85 degrees out, what happens is, because it's tensioned, it changes your POI.
Sure, like inside the scope.
Right,
Same type
it
of thing
changes your
happens.
POI here too. So this is just a piece of carbon fiber tube. It's cosmetic only. This is just a piece that I bought on eBay. So the barrel ends right here. This is the barrel, here to here.
Shorty.
And I figured this part to this part's only 12 inches. Tensioning is good for maybe a 26-inch barrel, but for a 12 you don't really need it. So, so I haven't changed the setting on this scope for over a year. It just it stays exactly where it is.
Amazing. Yeah. What about this over here? Mine didn't look like that.
This is a cocking lever. There's a guy on Airgun Nation called Pappy Yosh.
Okay.
Pappy_Yosh that makes these. And I told him I wanted one, but I wanted one to come out a little further, so I could get my finger. The one he makes comes in a little bit more, so it doesn't bang around when you're hunting or
Are
something.
these O-rings or is that?
Yeah,
oh,
I put
those are
O-rings in it.
Okay.
So I had him make it to come out a little bit more, so when I shoot, I can just grab it really easy. And if you look at when I shoot, the way I shoot, I shoot. Yeah, I shoot like this. I have my finger here, this finger on the trigger, and I'll pull like that, and I'll come back. So this way,
I'm always touching something, and I'm ready to.
Yeah, you're
so
in contact.
It takes a while of practice to shoot with this finger instead of your index finger. And so.
Hey guys, could you point that thing down?
Yeah.
Down
Okay.
Sure.
Sorry. And it also.
It probably ought to be boxed with it not being on a bench.
Sure. We'll finish our video and we'll get right on it.
Is that all right? Okay.
Thanks.
So. I'll just leave this open.
Yeah, that's better for safety.
Okay. Yeah. And so. If you look at this, I've taken this and put this on the shroud instead of a normal moderator. The piece here that makes it cocking easier, the normal cocking lever just comes right to here like this. The one in your video has the metal right here.
Yes.
And it makes it harder. And then I went through and I tuned the gun so that it ported all the ports on the gun.
I was going to ask if you had made any changes to give you a competitive edge out here.
It doesn't really give me a competitive edge, but what it does is it lets me reduce the reg pressure. It lets me, if you look at this hammer spring adjuster, look how far back it is. It's only in there with 2 threads. So when you cock this, if you compared this to yours, this cocks almost like an FX impact. It's so easy.
Smooth and light.
Smooth, light, and so that makes it faster also. Awesome. And then I always put these Punisher skulls in all the guns that I have. And
that's your old trademark?
That's my trademark. I've done that to all the ones that I've sold also.
Gotcha.
So I buy used guns on Airgun Nation. I reseal them, I tune them, and where I shoot out in Descanso to the horse ranchers, they love these air guns. And so it started with one and it just snowballed. One guy told his friend, another guy told his friend, so I've sold Renegades, Wildcats, Crickets, Falcons, you name it.
Awesome.
And so I learned how to work on all of them. I still don't know how to take apart and put together an impact. So I never had one.
Well, that's all right. Well, they're about to start, so we're going to be quiet and say bye. All right. Mike, thanks for taking them.
No problem.
It's been fun watching you.
Hopefully tomorrow.
Good luck.
We'll see.
Nathan Davidson, thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you, sir.
This is your first EBR?
First one I've ever been to.
And where are you from?
Northfield, Minnesota.
Which is not too far from where I went to college, Winona, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Just kind of north of La Crosse?
Not far, yeah. Less than an hour, I would say.
You're not exactly close to Phoenix.
No, not at all.
How long did it take you to get down here?
I hauled it in 30 hours, almost straight. I stopped for an hour and a half, slept right outside of Phoenix, woke back up after an hour and a half, and came in and checked in for the Benchrest.
You're a driven dude. How did you hear about EBR and why'd you make the trip?
YouTube channels, I heard about it. I always wondered what it'd be like to actually be down here, and I got the same week off for vacation.
Yeah.
So I realized I'm actually going to do it, I think, and I did. So.
Well, you did. You just came off Speed Silhouette, and you were quick, and it caught my eye, and so did your rig. So congratulations, man.
Thank you.
You want to take us through it? Why the Ed gun?
The Ed gun, I like the hunting platform and then the durability and the simplicity of its design. I like to work on my own guns. I don't like to get in too deep when I take them apart and clean them, and that's what I enjoy about this gun.
What do you feel like this gun would be advantageous for Speed Silhouette?
Yes, absolutely.
Why is that?
The way these magazines are, you're able to put it in your hand, dump the rounds in, and you can get 3/4, 80% of them in just by shaking them, and then you can seat them and put the last 2 or 3 in, and then fire. And then firing is also an advantage because I'm able to keep my hand on the trigger. I'm right-handed, and I'm able to cycle with my left, and keep firing and keep a solid scope weld, my eye in the scope the whole time.
Something I just noticed, of course, not only is the positioning very ideal, and I'll put you on the video so that they can see what I'm talking about.
18!
But it's ambidextrous.
Yep.
That cocking lever kind of runs through the body of the gun if you want to spin it around and show them. So it kind of activates on either side.
Yep.
So you lefties,
either side.
Take note. Where did you get your R5, man?
I got it from Airgun West.
Good people over there. Actually, Brian
Great.
just sent one to AEAC for review, and it's going to be our next review discuss win, man. So good stuff. Awesome. Anything you want to say to everyone back home?
Miss ya. I don't know what else to say.
Hi, Mom. Love you.
Actually, I'm not having such a good time. I don't really, but I'll say I do.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing your rig with us.
All right.
Appreciate it, man. Good luck the rest of the weekend.
All right.
Oh, Tommy, it's been a long day. You guys may or may not know Tom Adams, but if you've seen me do YouTube videos before covering the Airguns of Arizona Extreme Benchrest, and most recently Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge 2, this guy always seems to find his way into the spotlight. He's a contender, especially when it comes to doing things quickly.
Yeah.
Speed silhouette, and yeah, that's kind of your bag. Man versus man. Yeah. But we just came off of the 75 yard.
We did, yeah.
It's windy, it's getting dark, we're all tired and thirsty.
First card.
Yeah.
75,
yeah. How'd it go?
I've had my struggles through that one. Overall, I think I did very well considering the issue I found.
Well, and what issue would that be?
After I got up from shooting my card and standing behind the line and all, and I look over at my gun and I see a gap between my shroud and my moderator.
So what's the moral of the story?
Somebody had just walked up and asked me a question and I said...
So the takeaway is when there's big money on the line...
Gosh, check your equipment.
Check your gear.
Top to bottom. I know exactly how it happened. So let down. But overall, with that, I think I shot pretty good.
Take us through it. You know what I love about you? I see you competing when big money is on the line with all different brands.
Yeah.
I know you're a big FX advocate. I know you're a big Daystate advocate. Take us through Blue here and let us know what makes her special and why you're competing out here at the 75 with it.
Well, starting from the back, I got the K&L. It's new to the market, I believe. The K&L stock. The rear butt pad with the adjustable post on there.
K&L would stand for Crawford and Lipped.
Crawford and Lipped. Beyond that, we got the beautiful blue supporter stock. I love that blue.
It's the Blue Red Wolf. I just need to call it a Blue Wolf and just be done with it. Okay?
Got the Hawk first focal plane scope on here with some sports match rings and obviously a bubble level. I went with the longer bottle up here.
So wait, so standard bottle is 480 cc's.
Right.
Where did you get the longer one?
This is a 580 cc, and when I got the gun, it came with the gun.
Oh, I didn't even know that was. Is that even an option with Red Wolf now?
I believe it's an option or standard equipment.
Okay, learn something new every day.
And then on the bottom, I got AccuTac. I got my favorite, the AccuTac FCG2, which I had Cerakoted. And then on the end, I got the Donnie FL Tonto.
What's the story with you and AccuTac? I feel like you've had some success penetrating the impenetrable.
AccuTac came on the market a couple years ago, kind of looked at him and said, oh, that's that spider web looking crazy bipod. So I decided to give it a shot and go for it, and I really liked what they did. And I picked on them. In one of my earlier reviews, I picked on them. I said, here's little areas that you guys can improve on. Went to SHOT Show, met the owner, and he said, hey, you know, I saw your review, I know who you are. I was blown away. Really? You know me? Oh, God, what did I say? And he loved the review. He loved what I said, and I had to say, and the little fine points I said. And ever since then, it's been a relationship that has grown, and we just get along really well.
I saw you photographing an AccuTac that you had custom painted by Michael Wendt, owner of the Airgun Nation Forum over at AOA. What's that all about?
Yeah, so I had FCG2, and I wanted to do a patriotic theme. And then I wanted to raffle it off, and all the proceeds are going to the Fallen Firefighters Foundation.
Oh, cool, man.
So,
awesome.
100% of the proceeds go there.
I like that plug. Can I plug your YouTube channel?
Absolutely.
What is it? Tomcat Airguns,
Tomcat
if I
Airguns.
remember. Guy's based out of Colorado, does some really cool stuff, digs deep on tech and on approach, and this is a guy who's in the money all the time, so you can learn from him. Check out his channel, and that's why I wanted to get you in front of them.
Right on.
Yeah, man. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
I
wish I had that down here.
So I guess is it safe to say that you're out with the with your little mishap up here on the front?
I did really well considering that.
The floppy tip?
I haven't added up my score.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Well, then I'll keep my fingers crossed. Thanks, man.
All right, man.
Get some rest tonight. Appreciate you taking us through it. Ladies and gentlemen, back home, Claudio Flores with Patagonia Airguns Chile, our Extreme Benchrest winner in 2018. Took home 6,000 big ones. And Alvaro Lopez from Sun City Airguns, Mexico. I know you know him. He's here to translate.
Yeah, I'm just an extra.
My English is not good.
I know, but you're such a good dude. You own a body shop back home in Patagonia. Is that right?
Sí, tengo un taller
Yeah,
de
how's business?
Sí.
Business is good? Good. So last year, it was interesting seeing you come out here and win with the Day State.
Oh, the last year I shoot.
Or no, it was a Bantam. Or Commander.
No, Bantam.
It was a Bantam.
No, Bantam.
Painted like a
high power.
Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Color Commander.
And you had a lot of success, and it's neat to see you trying something different.
Yeah, very different gun.
This year?
No, Bantam is very good gun, but this year I decided to shoot Evil from American Airgun.
Can you take us through your approach this year? And you can do it in Spanish, it's good.
Que comentes qué traes.
Approach.
Bueno, este es el American Airgun Evil 30 caliber, 30. Tiene un cañón TJ barrel de 45
centimeter.
You have to pay attention because you have to translate in English every every so many words.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Tiene el cañón TJ TJ de 45 centímetros, 45 centímetros.
The barrel is 45 centimeters.
Is that the OEM barrel?
Yeah, it's TJ.
TJ barrel, but yeah, American Airarms uses TJ barrels.
Yes, only in Slayer, 357, and 308, and 45.
Okay, what caliber is this?
30 caliber.
30. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, this gun is regulated. Yeah, the speed is 920 FPS, maybe 85 pounds. 85 pounds.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So wind is not a problem?
No. It's very accurate for 100 meters. This gun is for hunting.
Okay.
This gun is for hunting, but I use for competition, target. It's very accurate. I like it. 40 shot per field. Don't need more.
You do a lot of hunting in Patagonia, don't you?
Oh, many rabbit.
And if you don't know, Claudio's got a really good YouTube channel, Patagonia Airguns Chile. Gorgeous backdrop. Just jaw-dropping backdrop. Yeah, it's it's not for everybody, but the backdrop is absolutely beautiful. How'd you do today on the 75?
Maybe 235, 230.
So you feel pretty good?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Wind wasn't a problem?
This it's wind today.
Yeah.
Windy.
And the wind's kind of coming at us.
Yeah.
It was doing like this and a little like that, but very smooth.
Yeah.
So it was.
So were you getting any of this, or?
A little more high.
Or they were coming up. And left, right, not too bad.
No. Listen.
One thing I've always appreciated about Claudio is he loves the best of everything. Best cameras, best guns, best scopes.
You make us feel like poor people.
I know, he always buys the best. Can you talk about this scope?
Yeah, okay. Gales company is my sponsor.
They're your sponsor, okay.
He sent me scope, and red dot, and binoculars. Binoculars and rangefinder binoculars. I am very happy. ¿Cómo se dice? Firmé un contrato con ellos en Alemania.
You signed a contract
in Germany.
Okay, good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
For me, it's the best scope.
Yeah. Where are they from?
From Austria.
Austria? Wow.
Yeah.
How much?
It's the same
¿Cuántos dinero?
In USA, it's $3,500.
Wow. You can buy a used motorcycle for that.
Yeah. See, this car is the same company as Swarovski. In the same company.
Okay.
Yeah. You know Car Swarovski?
Yeah. Is it any good?
Yeah, it's very good.
Awesome. And the gun, about how much is this gun?
This gun in here, standard $3,000.
Have you changed it?
I changed it. I installed this.
Yeah.
Pierce side Cerakote color.
You painted that?
No.
Okay.
No, this in Patagonia I paint different colors.
Yes.
New grip. RTI.
RTI grip.
And the best bipod AccuTac.
AccuTac.
I agree on that.
This is brand new.
What's with the snow skis on the front?
Yeah, this is fit. It's more stable.
Is that so? It's because it's cold and chilly.
Yeah.
You good?
I asked him what's with the snow skis on the front because it's
yeah,
cold and chilly.
Yesterday, it's snow in my house.
Yeah.
It's snow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
So
here
here,
in Phoenix.
very, very hot.
90 degrees and 30 mile an hour winds today.
He used that too.
Yeah. He wrote it here from Hey, what's with this? Does this come from American Arrows?
No.
Oh.
This is Karen Defix.
Mm-hmm.
Karen Defense.
Defense.
Sí, Karen Defense.
Okay.
Karen Defense.
Cares Defense. It's a brand.
Sí.
It's a marca.
Sí.
It's a brand.
For air guns or
Canada.
for firearms?
No, from firearms.
Okay.
From Canada.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
This is covering.
Yeah.
Is Ear Attack. Ear Attack from Germany.
Okay.
This is $600.
Mhm.
Here, more this and this.
Golly, buddy.
Adapter for side shot.
Yeah,
Very good
for
adapter.
Thane and Val's side
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
The new Saber Tactical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Saber Tactical is new side shot.
Saber
Saber
Tactical
copy.
is Donnie FL and
Dang,
Side
wow.
Shot come together, and now they have Saber Tactical. Yeah.
Donnie sent me running for this gun, running suppressor.
Uh-huh.
that I
A
perform.
Ronin suppressor? Yeah.
For hunting, I use my Donnie in here.
Did you tune this, or are you shooting it how it comes from American Arms?
¿Lo tuneaste o
Ah,
cómo viene?
This gun don't need tuning.
Doesn't need it?
No.
Okay.
Anything. It's very accurate.
Okay.
But for me, I need shoot slug for hunting.
So you're shooting pellets today?
Yeah, only pellet.
Okay.
But this gun is possible to use pellet and slug, one barrel.
One barrel.
One is more.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What pellets were you shooting today?
GSP.
JSP, come closer. You're gonna get so far that you're gonna look like nothing in the distance. Awesome. Well, what did I forget? Do you want to say anything in Espanol to everybody back home?
Oiga, que vengan.
Sí.
Whatever you want.
Ok, amigos, mi nombre es Claudio Flores, soy de Chile, de la Patagonia, de Punta Arenas, la ciudad más austral de Chile. Eso está a las puertas de la Antártida. Y acá estoy en Phoenix, en el Stream Benchrest del 2019. Invito a todos mis amigos que vengan el próximo año. Ya hoy estuvimos 4 chilenos participando en este magnífico evento. Vengan, la van a pasar muy bien, van a conocer a Steve, a muchos amigos que participan acá en el Stream Bench. ¿Ok? Nos vemos el próximo año. Chao.
Yeah. Good job. Thanks, man. Have a good night's rest. Big
Thank
day
you.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Alvaro, thank you, buddy.
$1,000 for the translate.
Yeah. Pesos, 1,000 pesos.
Bench 3?
Well, look, I mean, I want to laugh at it.
No, we'll bring it up to you.
I want to see if anything's changed. Let me see.
Oh, no, that one's still way down there in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
But there might have been, there was a 22 next to you. Oh, that's
They say piggies in Spanish.
Puerco.
Puercos.
Please stand up and give the factories that are present here a round of applause.
Decided to give you a new concept Brocock free of charge.
Well, I don't need it. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Congratulations.
After all this, you want to?
Yeah, I do.
All right, man. All right, let's do it. Some of you had wooden tokens. Thank you very much for your support on this. This is going to the Fallen Firefighters Foundation.
And in first place, with a score of 225, 4X, and you shouldn't have said a plane flight from America. It's a plane flight from anywhere in the world. From Moscow with a score of 225.
Folks, we just sat down with Nikolai Boldov.
Yes, that's right.
Hi, all the way from Moscow, Russia.
That's true.
And I need to say, with all sincerity and all my heart, your story is truly inspirational. It really, really is. Nikolai won the Extreme Benchrest, and as you can see, more than just one event here. He won the top event and several others along the way. But if you could, please, your story, I feel like, is a special one.
Yeah.
How did you first hear about Extreme Benchrest, and once you learned of it, what happened in your mind?
Look, there is a group of fans of high accuracy, long-range airgun shooting in Russia, different clubs. We have competitions, and of course we try to find what's happening in the whole world. Yeah. And so we found that Extreme Benchrest is one of the most representative, so to say, competitions in the world, and we thought it to be a kind of a world championship.
Okay.
When I came here, I understood and started training and see others' results. I understood that the skills of shooters are really very, very top, and it's gonna be hard work here just to get some prize places.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did I took my decision to get here? First of all, I've seen these competitions, and I've started winning Russian airgun championships. We have quite the same disciplines: shooting Benchrest on 100 meters, shooting varmint competitions. It's a small metal kill zone, just that is in the air, and we have to shoot all these kill zones from 50 to 120 meters, and they're situated every 5 meters. We don't have wind flags, we don't have paper, so we can't see where the wind pushes our pellet.
Okay.
It's rather interesting.
You just look at maybe Mother Nature around you to see what the wind is doing.
So it's a kind of steel metal hunting, so to say. Yeah. And that's why we started learning ballistics, because if you don't know ballistics with air guns, you can shoot at 100 meters in such size target.
Correct.
It's impossible. And then I won another Russian airgun championship, and I wanted to go somewhere else. So Extreme Benchrest is the best competition I know.
So this was the next mountain for you to climb.
Yeah, absolutely.
So your vision in coming here was how long? How long did it take you to get ready to come here and to get your visa and all these good things?
Oh yeah. So the first stage was to get a visa, and at the same time to prepare my airgun. I understood that my airgun should give sub-MOA groups on 100 meters, not less than 10 shots in a row. I built that gun. It was based on Jaeger airgun, but nothing left of it but the main cylinder. So I've tuned everything. I've made ordered custom barrel and tuned it, made skeleton stock.
Where did the barrel come from?
Lothar Walther.
Lothar Walther custom barrel. Okay.
Yeah, it's custom twist and custom parameters. Then I've got to get US visa, and it was a very long story because...
Before you start on that, and I want to get to that story, but I'm sure they're very eager to learn more about your gun.
Yeah.
What caliber was it? What kind of power, velocity? What ammunition are you shooting? All of these things.
It's a 22 caliber gun.
Okay.
And I use GSB designs, and I shoot at the speed of 300 meters per second.
Okay.
Convert it to yourself.
I'll convert it and put it on the screen yet.
So the power is about 75 joules.
Okay.
It has aluminum stock with detachable back part. What else? It's not regulated.
It's not regulated?
Not regulated, yeah.
You guys taking notes?
Yeah, it's not regulated. And it's rather heavy because its barrel has diameter of 23 millimeters. It's almost an inch.
Which is beneficial for Benchrest.
Yeah, it's special. It's made special for Benchrest because I'm sure that air gun for Benchrest shooting must be heavy.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, you said that you custom made most of it.
Yeah.
Were there friends helping with you? Do you have your own machine shop? Are you an engineer? What's your background in Moscow?
I'm head of legal department.
Head of a legal, he's not an engineer, folks. He's head of a legal department of an engineering firm.
No.
No.
No. In transportation company.
Okay.
I had a lot of ideas. Yeah, and as I'm shooting from 2013, I have some ideas how my ideal air gun should look like and what I want to get from it.
Okay.
And I have a friend, his name is Valery Yermakov. He designed Caliber Gun Cricket, he designed Caliber Gun Calibri, and he designed just the air gun that was before Caliber Gun Cricket.
This is a good friend.
Yeah.
If you're an air gunner.
Yeah, tons of beer were drunk because before we found out all solutions we wanted.
Sure.
But still, I described my ideas, what I want to get, how do I see it, and I built an air gun.
Go ahead.
But
then I have a question.
That was a long way to receive US visa.
Yeah.
And to that moment when I receive US visa, extreme Benchrest rules changes.
Oh no! How long did it take you to get the visa?
1.5 years.
A year and a half. Oh, okay.
Yeah, very long time.
Bless you.
And I had to rebuild my air gun because I couldn't just change air tank.
After all that work, did your friend? You must be really close for him to invest all of this time, or did you just pay him gobs of money?
We just live near.
So he's just nearby. A dear friend that wanted to help you.
He's just a friend, yes, and he just made the drawings, and I ordered them on production companies that have good machines.
Sure. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So that's the story. And then I had to rebuild this gun because of new restriction on air gun cylinder, air tank volume. Yeah. My first cylinder was 1100 cubic centimeters, and it could give me non-regulated, very stable shots enough to shoot without any airfill. And now I have to make one, maybe two additional airfills during shooting to have good result.
Okay.
Why I built not regulated air gun? Because in Russia we have just huge temperature changes. I train the whole year, and in winter we have minus 20 Celsius. In summer we have plus 30 Celsius, like it's here now.
Hot, cold.
Yeah. And regulated air guns are not suitable for that because every time you have to tune something, to adjust, to adjust something, and so on and so on.
That's a great point.
Yeah, not regulated system has not these fault places, so to say. Yeah, and so it's rather stable.
Sure.
And good tuned and good adjusted non-regulated system has less shots than regulated, but they are more stable.
I have a question. Was your trigger a single stage, a dual stage?
My trigger is single stage, and it's as light as you just touch it, and the next moment it shoots.
Few ounces. It's very light. Maybe not even.
Yeah, it's just extremely light, and that's, by the way, that's the problem. I couldn't shoot silhouette shooting well because if I cock it too fast, my trigger just don't cocks on. Yeah, because it's too light. I have to push to pull it, to hold it a bit, and only then I can push it back.
Yeah. I'm thinking about this company that you work for and how lucky they must feel to have you, because you have an extraordinary, what we call here is an achievement drive.
Yeah.
You had a tremendous focus, tremendous commitment to put all this together over 2 years, tremendous time invested. I can only imagine, and the money you spent to make all that happen, as well as come here. And then you come here in this totally different country, completely different climate, amongst all these strangers, climbed this giant Mount Everest, and came out on top of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel?
I feel amazing.
Okay.
It's hard. It's not easy for me to describe that because I'm not emotional man.
Okay.
But
that's what I was getting down, because you're so composed.
Yeah.
And if I were you, I'd be floating around like a balloon full of helium.
Yeah, but anyway, of course I'm amazed. I'm very happy because it's a very long project, and you know, all YouTubers have fans, have haters.
Yep.
And there were just a lot of people that told that, come on, it's just marketing project, you will never go there.
And you have a YouTube channel in Moscow.
Yeah.
What is that YouTube channel called?
Just Rusbeer.
We spell it? Can you spell it?
R-U-S-B-E-A-R. So I'm the first person to develop and to use scope cam. Yes, that I use it on all my competitions, and you'll see all my shooting in qualification and in finals. I have my style of videos, I shoot 3 cameras at the same time. The first camera shows you the flags. The second camera shows you the picture from the scope. The third camera shows me. It's ideal system for learning how to shoot because you synchronize 3 channels of video and you see your mistakes, how the wind works because you see flags, where you aimed, where you shoot.
Sounds complicated.
Yeah.
Nice system.
And what you do wrong. So this system helped me a lot, and a lot of my videos on my channel, most of them are made with the help of this scope cam. And people just say thanks to me because it's helpful.
Let's talk a little bit about your accomplishments. I mean, you're about to fall over with all of these things, and I'm holding some of your goodies too. So let's just talk about. So this one, this $5,000 cash, was for winning the 100-yard extreme.
Yes.
And what are these 3?
So this is for Extreme Benchrest Finals, 100 yard. This one is extremely unexpected for me. Guys, I've never shot American field target. I've never shot a field target at Russia. I just had several trainings several years ago in hunting field target classical. But to tell you the truth, I found nothing difficult here.
And that's extraordinary because American field target is 10 yards to 100 yards, I think. In the wind, where you're in the shade sometimes, you're in blazing sun sometimes, and it's just, you're trying to shoot little teeny pieces of steel, and
well, it's not tiny.
It's
come on, we shoot these pieces at
1 come on. And you did that with a gun that was designed
for Benchrest,
big and heavy, designed for Benchrest. So Nikolai came over here and showed us how the cow eats the cabbage. That's an American thing.
On.
So what's this one over here?
Oh, this one is for one gun challenge.
Do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to describe that? Go ahead.
So as far as I understand, just guys told me that why don't you shoot the speed silhouette? I said, guys, I don't have a rifle for speed silhouette, but why not to try? I tried. Somehow just I could get to finals, and in finals I was not the last. It's strange for me, but so this reward is for my air gun.
It's for what the one gun challenge, as I understand it, is you have one gun in which you compete.
One gun,
and all
one
of
scope,
the different
one pellet.
Yep.
Yeah.
In all of the events, and they take your cumulative score in all of those events, and it only applies to those that take one gun all the way through them. And that's what that medal's all about.
Yeah.
Amazing. And this one here, what's that?
Oh, it's the main reward for Extreme Benchrest Champion Pro Class. As far as I understand, it's made of pieces of wood of all previous the same prizes.
Yep, and handmade in Colorado by Tom Adams, who has a YouTube channel. And there's another one. There's your American field target.
Yeah, American field target.
And I'm holding your Daystate airplane. Did you want to tell that story? Or do you want me to tell that story?
Oh, this story is as follows. I'll go to Daystate and choose any gun I want. It was a great honor for me to be acquainted with guys from Daystate and to be acquainted with the, as far as I understand, General Director of Lothar Walter. We discussed several questions about my barrels that I used. He even remembered this order because it was special. So I'll go there and choose Airgun, and I'm very happy that Daystate understands the specifics, so to say, of Russian airgun legislation. Just in a few words, all airguns are certified as under 3 joule toys, so it's under 2.5 foot-pounds, real toys. Everyone knows that they're very powerful. Everyone knows that they're using for sports. Everyone, all people are very afraid to use them, but we have competitions, and we have all these things. I think that it's very good that no one spoils our life and they just give us to shoot.
Well, it's truly a gift. You know, Daystate is the primary sponsor here at the Extreme Benchrest, and what they've chosen to do, and what this signifies, is they're going to fly Nikolai from Moscow to the United Kingdom, all expenses paid, 3 days. They're going to bring him to the factory. He gets to pick out the gun of his choice, then fly home, and that's I'm truly
it's
truly
interesting, yeah.
glad for you. It's really.
I'm glad too.
I give you your airplane to hold, but I'm afraid
yeah.
you're gonna like fall over.
Here
with all
it
this
is.
stuff.
Now I have everything.
Is there anything you want to say in Russian to your friends back home that might be watching on your YouTube channel or this one?
Yeah, guys. Клуб Восток рулит, ребята. Приходите к нам на соревнования. I've just said about our club. It's very young, but we make good competitions in Russia. A lot of young shooters come to us, and people who hunts also come to us to shoot this long range and high accuracy competitions. I think it's very well because my YouTube channel, our club, it helps to. This all helps us to develop our sports.
Well said. Nikolai, it's an honor and a privilege, and I'm truly humbled to be in your presence.
I don't have.
Be in the presence of your winnings and your story.
You.
Your story, you're an inspiration
Thank you very much.
for all of us. Congratulations. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
spending
guys.
your time and enjoy the rest of the night.
Yeah, thank you.
You've
Thank
earned
you.
it. Take
Bye.
your airplane.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. That was a crazy day for the two of you. And I brought Alvaro in too because I know you're a very proud papa of this one. And I know you had high expectations for this event because you were a champion in Utah at the Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge.
Yeah.
And you want good things for your boy too.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So to recap, these guys just came off of the Speed Silhouette Sportsman's class. Side by side.
Pro class.
Pro class,
Pro
excuse
class.
me. Yeah, what am I thinking? Sorry, brain damage. Going at it like a couple of side by side machine guns and less than a tenth of a second. Over about how many seconds would you say?
50. It was 49 seconds. 49,
Yeah,
55.
I broke the 50 barrier.
Yeah, I mean, tenth of a second over, about a minute of action. It's like Formula One racing out there.
It really is.
And I gotta know from the two of you guys, because you're both champions in my book, and we'll get into, poor Sebastian here. We love him, but he had kind of a tough pill to swallow at the end of this. But I guess we'll start with you, Tom.
Sure.
I mean, you got this guy. How old are you, Sebastian?
I'm 15 years
You're
old.
15.
I just found that out.
How old are you?
43 in a couple days.
This guy's got what of solid rock to come out here to Phoenix and be going up against guys like this who've been in the money and Speed Silhouette for a lot of years. And not only did you give him a run for the money, I mean, you're right there with it.
Oh, he made me work for it.
Crossing the finish line. Yeah, Tom, what was going through your head? Because you had to know what he was up to.
I saw a video of him shooting in Mexico, at Mexico EBR, and I knew you were going to be fast, like really, really fast. Using a lot of my same tricks and my techniques, and I knew it going in, and this was the guy I was watching. When I saw him shoot, I was like, oh man. Okay, I'm gonna really have to work on this one. So going into it, my first round in the finals, I just fell apart. I was like, oh, here we go again. My nerves, I can't get them. And then the second one, I just went away, did some exercises for myself. Come back, I was like, all right, let's just finish this, get this done this year. But I knew this guy. I mean, neck and neck the whole way. I couldn't believe when I saw the replay. Could not believe it.
So, Sebastian, obviously there was a lot of preparation between the two of you guys, I'm sure. No preparation?
No.
He winged it, so he's a natural.
Oh,
That's
nice.
scary.
Thanks a lot.
But he didn't practice at all.
That should scare the out of a lot
Everybody.
of people
Yeah,
out there, really.
yeah.
So are you just naturally fast, or is it just video games?
Video games.
Yeah.
Video games. So I'm guessing you came in here with your sights on this guy. Yeah. Take it away from there. What's it look like at home, getting ready? What are you thinking about as you come into the event?
Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna be as fast as Tom. I really want to be next to him to battle him, to give a good fight.
To come from one country to another and go up against these professional shooters and do what you did is just truly impressive. But you had a rough day. Talk about that.
You have no idea. Well, while I was shooting at the speed so my bipod pushed the box that has the button to tell your time, and I saw my box going to the ground, and I was like, I gotta keep going. So I kept going. And
you did good.
I kept going.
Wise.
I was hoping for something to happen, like somebody pick it up, or somebody, you know, everything happens, and I finished just. Tom finished like millisecond next.
There was actually footage they had to watch to figure this out, and the thing that really, you know, I want you guys to try to wrap your head around. There's immense pressure. Nobody's sleeping. These are 12-hour, 15-hour days, and the composure you kept, because I was right behind you filming when that happened, and the composure you kept. You know, there was milliseconds that went by where you're like, that happened, but I'm back in the zone and I'm on it. In a tenth of a second separated you guys. That's the truly impressive part. So what happened? You dumped the box. So what happened to you?
I dumped the box. I was like, well, I gotta figure something out. So I finished. I was gonna say time, but I remembered, well, I can't do that. I was gonna pick the box, but I said I can't do that because maybe I get shot or injured.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, so
safety first.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the rules are.
Yeah.
You want to take it away?
Yeah. The rules are you need to push the button to say your time. You know, to be scoring.
Yeah.
So
pushing the button tells the scorekeepers, "I'm done." It mentally said, "Okay, I am done." Here it is.
But the tricky part for me was I was shooting also in the finals. First time for me, and I was 3 lanes separate from you, and I was shooting. I knew that I don't have any chance against these two guys. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm just wanna hear from Sebastian did or second place. You know, that's the most. You know that I know that
you weren't
came
even focused downrange.
No,
you were just listening.
I was
to hear
listening.
1 and 2,
and I was shooting, and then I heard people, and then I turned my face, and everybody was telling you, yeah, good done, and I went, well, Sebastian got second place, so I was very happy. I was overwhelmed, happy. All my senses were like, yeah, he got second place against Tom.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, you bump the box off, you can't hit, you know, it's a DQ.
No,
and
that crushed my heart, my mind, everything. I was crying, I was angry, I was, oh my God.
Very emotional.
Yeah,
the whole event is very emotional.
I was, so emotional because I saw him doing stuff that I never imagined.
That's my kid.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was tough for me. More than for him, it was tough for me as a father.
Yeah.
And
the highs and the lows.
Yeah. Because I was way up high.
Yeah.
And boom. No, he's not getting anything because he didn't push the button. I know those are the rules, and I respect that. Yeah. But for me personally, it was crushed down the ground.
Crushed as well when I heard about it.
So let
when
go ahead.
When your box fell, I gotta tell you that. When that box fell, I saw it out of the corner of my eye because that's my training. It's and everything. So I see this box fall, and I'm like, "Oh, his box fell!" And I missed my next shot, and I totally blame it on that.
That's the beauty of this.
Yeah.
And guys, that's why I wanted to get all 4 of us on here together, because these events. It's a family event.
Oh yeah,
and the competition is fierce, but we're all very close to one another. I mean, you see Tom's heart goes with this guy, but I want to tell you, Sebastian, before we say bye, because they're starting to talk behind us, you have earned the respect of 50,000 watchers on the other end of that camera and several hundred people here. And I'm sure Papa's very proud of you.
I'm very, very proud.
And we are too. Well, so I want to say congratulations. We think so much of you, and you too, Papa. Great job. And Tom, of course, for winning.
Oh, man, thank you.
We can't forget you, buddy. Great job as always. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the talk. Alex Hatfield, thoroughly impressed young man. And Mom and Dad, Mrs. and Mr. Hatfield. This kid just came off of the Speed Silhouette Open class, pull up his britches really high and tight, and just smoked a bunch of adults. How old are you, young man?
17.
17. Amazing. If that doesn't send a message to anyone back home wanting to come out here and compete, you guys have the heart, if you have the support, if you have the talent, you can absolutely do it. And I'm going to let this young man speak, but before that, I just want to say that for years, I've been coming to these events and I've seen you, Mrs. Hatfield, you, Mr. Hatfield, you've always been very supportive out here. It's like you're here the 15-hour days with us, and I noticed, and I just wanted to give that to you because it's a nice thing to see.
It's great. It's a great sport, and we love it. It's a family sport. We get a lot of kids out here, and a lot of families and wives competing. It's great. Have a good time.
Awesome. Alex, I got to ask, how did you get into air gunning?
My dad got me into it.
And what's Mom's role?
Cheerleader, I guess.
Cheerleader. She is. She's definitely always there for you. And I see you're wearing a UA jersey?
Yep.
Does that mean you shoot for Team Utah Airguns?
I do.
Cool. Your rig isn't something you see every day.
No.
What were you shooting?
It's Utah Airguns edition, 25 caliber.
Impact. And has it been modified in any way over like a normal impact?
Just a little bit.
Talk about it. Tell them. They want to know.
Heavily
Maybe
modified.
Dad. Yeah, go Dad.
Saber Tactical, Side Shot, Thane and Val, those boys, they built a pump action for it. It's actually Justin's personal rig. Utah Airguns.
Ah, that's Justin's gun.
He was nice enough to let us bring it down and use it. And, Alex just smoked with it. He just fired it up and got it cranking and did a great job.
So I noticed you weren't cycling like this. No. Talk about that a little bit.
It turns it into a pump action.
Do you feel like that gave you a competitive edge over the field, or do you feel like that was more preparation and skill?
I feel like it does a little bit because you don't have to move your hand at all off the trigger.
Can I ask how you prepared for the event?
Just practicing with it a lot. That's it.
So did you have to, like, when you were practicing, did you actually have, silhouettes set up at home over UA? Or?
I went over to UA quite a bit and practiced at the range.
And if you want, so if you had a message for these guys, if they wanted to be competitive themselves in speed silhouette, open pass, or just speed silhouette, what advice would you give them?
Practice, that's it.
Yeah? You feel like the hardware had anything to do with it?
Yeah, it helps a little bit, but
it's mostly the time put in.
Yep.
It showed today, man. You were like a zap cat. Fast. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for spending time with us, man. And the only thing I want to ask you, so we can embarrass you in front of your friends back home.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, a lot.
But it didn't matter, man. The man pushed through. Thoroughly impressive. Thanks for spending time with us.
No worries.
Mom, Dad, thank you.